Hey everybody, this is Claire, and this is Small Joyful Things. As always, I go to thrift stores or estate sales, or sometimes I buy things from Craigslist, and I'm always looking out for things that I find really interesting, or that I think have a story to tell. And then I bring them home and try and find out as much as I can about them, and then tell you guys about them. And I have something really cool today. So I have this lovely blue glass vase. It is truly very nice. I really wish you guys can actually see it, see it in person. It is just a really lovely little thing. It has a square base. It has these lovely swirls that make it look a bit like a flower bud. It is just a lovely little thing. It's made out of pressed glass, I should say. And we're just going to measure it up real fast because, oh boy, we have a lot to talk about with this one. It is about 4 inches high. And I'm eyeballing this a bit because it's kind of wider than it's round, so it makes it harder to measure. It's about 4 inches across. There we go. Okay, so I bought this in a thrift store for, I think, $3. And basically it's because I picked it up and thought, oh my God, that's amazing. And I just thought the color was beautiful. I thought, it was really just a spectacular color on it. And also because it had a lot of weight to it. Like there is a lot of weight in that base. And I kind of had a feeling that I'd seen it somewhere before and that it was going to be something pretty good. And after doing the usual thing, I essentially checked all around to make sure there were no chips, no cracks, no flea bites. Once I'd done that much, I was happy that it was good to go, and I ended up picking it up. And then I brought it home and did some research, right? And I found out that it is a Bagley Posy vase. It's called the Equinox Posy vase. It's actually in the catalogue, it is 3061. So here we go. So this is Bagley & Co. Originally, Bagley & Co. was formed in 1871 by Bagley & Wild in Nottingham, Yorkshire, England. So we have some English glass. But bit of a change, to be honest. Is a lot of the times I get obviously get a lot of like American Canadian glass. I don't get a lot of English stuff. This one just is quite unusual, I like to think. So the company started life as a bottle making factory, and in 1912 branched out into domestic crystal pressed glassware, and they became known for their pressed glass, and that's where this came from. Now I did some reading on this particular pattern, and the Equinox series, as far as I know, is essentially Depression era. It would have gone all the way up to the 1950s. Now Bagley as an actual company didn't last past 1975, so we know that this is definitely vintage and it's probably from the 1950s or earlier. And fun fact, we can scroll down here a bit. Go away, cookies. And here we go. The 3061 Art Deco Frosted Blue Glass Equinox Posy vase. You see we've got a number of pictures here, and 4 inches tall by 4 inches of diameter at the widest point. That's exactly what we want. Remember, size is important. I mean, they say that size and everything. Well, when it comes to actually looking at this stuff like this, is like having the exact dimensions of something that you can match it up. That's really great for our purposes. 20th century glass is usually pretty good. If they say that this is 4 inches by 4 inches, and this is definitely, actually the catalogue number is 3061. They have the catalogues to reference. Then fairly good assumption that this is the correct thing. Now, the interesting thing to know about this, though, is that the frosted glass just doesn't look all that great. They did a lot of stuff in frosted blue glass or in frosted amber and green. It just does not look as nice, especially in this series. The actual clear, the clear blue looks incredible. That looks kind of just meh. Fairly mediocre, to be honest. But if we actually just take a look at what other stuff they did, you can see they did a nice range of stuff as well. This is the bowl that goes with this. I've seen pictures of this in the different colors as well. This also shows up obviously in the same blue as this. Also looks far better not being frosted. Now, the interesting thing, okay, is you can see they did a lot of green. They did a lot of uranium glass. All right. Hold on to that. That's important, okay? They did a lot of uranium glass. Interesting thing about Bagley, I have seen these vases before I think I've seen at least one in clear. I saw some selling it on Craigslist in Vancouver, and they were selling it for 35 Canadian. It is not worth 35 Canadian, I'm sorry. And that one that they had was even chipped. It was definitely not worth that. In clear glass in this market, not a chance. It's not worth it. And the thing as well is that they essentially only identified it as being vintage and Art Deco, had no idea what the vase was, it's a Bagley, or what the line was, which is, you know, it's called a Grantham vase. I mean, I recognized it because I remember seeing a picture of it at some point while I was researching other glass companies. But yeah, this one would have come with the flower frog. This one, by the way, doesn't have a flower frog as far as I know. But anyway, getting away from all that, if you want to take a look at the Bagley Equinox vase in blue, you can see that the frosted ones show up a lot, but we also obviously have these lovely clear glass ones. This is the vase, this is the bowl. The bowl on Etsy, €16.93. Not sure what that is in Canadian dollars. Probably about 20 Canadian dollars-ish. Same for, let's see, Bagley. So two of them selling for $21.24 US. So I paid $3 for Canadian. It's worth probably about $10 to $15 US, which is, you know, not great. Considering like it's in perfect condition and close to 100 years old, most likely because it's from the 1930s. Yeah, you'd think the stuff would be worth more. Yeah. But having said all that, you can also see that they definitely made this thing in uranium glass back in the 30s. Obviously, you know, glowy green glass was definitely a thing. They did it in frosted uranium and in the regular one as well. So you may be wondering, why is that important? Now, it's important, okay, because I recently got this. This is a Convoy S2. This is probably one of the most powerful handheld blacklights you can get your hands on. I did a lot of research because I felt that the current blacklight that I had was just not cutting it. And essentially, a lot of people are still like, and it was not just like people who actually go and like do stuff with antiques or whatever. A lot of, I think like people who do crafts or if they do kind of metalworking or whatever, they would use the blacklight a lot just for various purposes. But, you know, and like workmen, I think as well, would also use blacklights. But anyway, a lot of them said, look, if you need to have a very good blacklight, what you really want is a Convoy S2. They are scary powerful, but they're also incredibly good. So that's what I got. I special ordered it from Amazon. It has a rechargeable battery in it, which is frankly enormous and took a while for me to even find. That sucker. But it has been absolutely worth it because it is so much more powerful. Now, thing as well is I'm not going to be shining this directly at the camera or basically at anything but the thing, because it is actually, you could actually give yourself a sunburn with this. So kind of have to be careful with it. So if you hold on, I'm just going to switch off my light for a second. And what? I hope you guys can see this. I hope it shows up properly on camera. Look at that glow. And again, just trying to be careful and trying not to shine it directly at my hand. I'm actually just going to put it down. Take my hand out of the way. Yeah, take a look at that color. That is amazing. And the thing is, it's really throwing me for a loop because I can't tell if this is actually uranium or not, or if I just have a blacklight that's just incredibly powerful. I think it probably is. It's fairly weak, I guess, but it's definitely something. Just look at that color. It's a hell of a thing. So turn that off for a second. Get my light back on. And we're back. So yeah, so this is the thing that got me incredibly excited about it. I was just looking at it going like, did they do this vase in a blue glass that was also obviously uranium glass? And the answer is that I don't know. I can't find out online. I will probably have to post this on one of the glass collecting subreddits. I'm probably going to post it onto the uranium glass subreddit and just ask them, like, do you guys know anything about this? Because I can't find any reference at all for this particular vase being made in uranium glass. So I can't, actually confirm that what I'm seeing is uranium glow or whether it's something else. Because it's so heavy, I've actually been wondering whether it's just lead. It's basically the glow that you get from something having a lot of lead crystal in it. If I remember correctly, oh God, what is it? No, no, I can't remember. There's something that, if you know that American Brilliant cut glass has a bit kind of this lime green kind of a glow to it because of the composition of the glass. And this may be something similar, not uranium, but it may be made of the same stuff that ABC glass is composed of. So I just don't know. And so I'm not wanting to say that, oh, this is uranium glass. All I can tell you is that it glows really brightly under an incredibly powerful UV light. So yeah, I don't know. It's still incredibly cool, I have to say. Now, the thing about it is that even if you want to actually sell this, it's still essentially only worth what it is, which is the Bagley Equinox Posy Vase. It's still only going to sell for like $10 to $15 US at most, even though it's got this cool feature that apparently nobody's noticed yet, because nobody's shone a powerful blacklight on one of these. I guess it's because it's blue, no one thinks to do it. I don't know, it's strange. Glass fluorescence is a weird thing, and by and large, I don't think anyone takes it as being like proof positive as generally anything. It just basically tells you or gives you some kind of an indication what composition is the glass, kind of. And to be honest, trying to find out what the different fluorescent colors actually indicate is incredibly hard to find. It's something that I need to do more research on. So for the time being, I'm probably going to be keeping this until I can figure out some more about it. Eventually I'll probably sell it for whatever it's worth, or whatever I think it's worth. It's incredibly nice, but it's pressed glass. Again, I'm trying not to collect too much glass. I'm going to run out of space. So here we are. This is my small joy for the day. I hope you guys like it too. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.